This coaster type is definitely coming to Florida. Let me prove it. Florida is by far one of the best states for roller coasters. They have almost every type of roller coaster, from spinning coaster to flying coaster to even triple launch coasters. Florida is a great state. However, there's a chance to add a coaster type that no park will have pretty soon, and this is interesting. Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket is currently Florida's only vertical lift roller coaster, meaning it doesn't have a slanted lift. Instead, you're going straight up 180 degrees. In fact, on this ride, the lift is steeper than the drop. But this is not a Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket replacement video, that's coming later. Instead, this is talking about the gap that appears when this ride is removed. When Rip Ride Rocket is gone, it will open the floodgates for another park to add a coaster with a vertical lift. I'm talking about vertical lift and then a thrilling looping layout. The chance to have the only ride type of its kind in Florida is very appealing to parks. So here are the 3 parks that I think could get a vertical lift hill intense insane roller coaster. This is my home park and I've been predicting this for years. Recently the park removed Scorpion, which was one of the classic coasters at the park. It did feature a classic inversion, that vertical loop. So what do I think could replace it? Well, it has to be something that is small and compact. If they don't go for a flat ride here, a Gerstlauer Infinity or Gerstlauer Eurofighter coaster would be pretty cool to see. In addition to this, a Mack Striker coaster would also work here. Those don't have to feature launches, so it could feature that vertical lift. If I was in charge of the park, I would add a Gerstlauer Infinity coaster similar to Mystic at Walibi Rhone Alps, or even Palindrome over at Codaland. If they want to be even more creative, Intamin has a lot of stuff with vertical lifts and even vertical launches, so they could be pretty creative here. So Busch Gardens would be the first park that could receive this. Secondly, we have SeaWorld Orlando. The park already put out a survey talking about some type of coaster that is very similar to a Mack Striker coaster. At least that's what we think it is from the description. Mack Rides has definitely done vertical lifts and even beyond vertical launches. So this would be something that they could definitely add, whether it's a Kraken replacement or just their next big coaster. Whether they market the ride as Florida's first vertical launch or the only vertical lift hill coaster in Florida, I definitely think SeaWorld Orlando has been thinking about this now that Rip Ride Rocket is going to bite the dust. A Mack Ride Striker coaster would be awesome to see, whether it features that top hat or something similar to Voltron. I would be very excited to see this come into fruition. However, take this with a grain of salt. We don't know when any of this would be happening, so maybe another park would beat it first. Because of the scale and size of coasters with vertical lifts, I can say confidently we will see one with either a vertical lift or a vertical launch within around the next 5-10 years. It's definitely bound to happen. If you look at what other gaps Florida has, it's just wing coaster and a large-scale wooden coaster. Number 3, Universal Studios. What started this all was the removal of Rip Ride Rocket, Florida's only coaster with a vertical lift hill. People are going to miss that iconic vertical lift. But I don't think a vertical lift hill coaster is going to replace this. Instead, I definitely see that being launch-based. Like I said, I'll have a whole video on this very soon, but my prediction is they're going to get an Intamin launch coaster to replace it with a backward section that looks like a spike. Even if they still do a spike, we have seen Intamin's layout and mock-up for a coaster that looks very similar to Rip Ride Rocket's first 2 elements. We'd have a vertical launch into a top hat and then an inverting or non-inverting loop. Could this be the first coaster that features a vertical element in Florida after Rip Ride Rocket? Well, it is very, very possible. My prediction would be either this or SeaWorld. So yeah, Florida is definitely going to get a coaster with a vertical lift hill or launch very soon. Our first chance would be the Rip Ride Rocket replacement. I would be absolutely floored if this did not feature a vertical launch, a spike, or a vertical lift hill. There's absolutely no way it's not going to. SeaWorld's version would likely be built by Mack Rides, and even Busch Gardens Tampa could add a Mack Rides Big Dipper in the section of Scorpion. And if it's replaced with a flat ride, well, that gives me even more hope for the B&M Giga. So keep an eye out. A coaster with a vertical lift hill, vertical launch, or a giant vertical backwards spike is going to be coming very soon. I'm pretty confident.